Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to a video that contains the first game from the FIDE World Chess Championship played between Dinliren and Gukesh D. You can say Gukesh Dumaraju. You see, this game is their first game, which is a classical game in their FIDE match. And this game was played on the 25th of November 2024. So let's enjoy the beauty this game has to offer. You see, one thing with this beautiful championship is that the two players are quite young and they're actually from Asia. Dean Liren is the defending champion who is from China, and Gukesh is from India. Well, let's see what this game has to give to us. Uh Gukesh is playing the white pieces against Dean Liren, who is defending with the black pieces. So Gukesh goes with pawn to e4, e6, bringing in the French to the world championship by Dean Liren. D4, d5, knight to c3. Then we have knight to f6. Here, Gukesh pushes the e5, going in very aggressive. Dean Liren plays knight on f to d7, f4 with the intention to break this pawn chain with pawn to c5, of which he did. If pawn takes, bishop can be developed like this, and the game can continue, giving Dean Liren a strong bishop and allowing him to castle quick in this beautiful game. He might develop the knight in the future later and have nice game after pushing the pawn and the bishop. However, the game continued after pawn to c5. There was no capture. There was knight on c to e2 instead. Here, knight to c6. c3 follows, supporting in this, defending this pawn. Then a5. Knight to f3, a4. Bishop to e3. We have bishop to e7. After pawn to g4. You see, in this position here, I believe this g4 is over ambitious. If the king wants to be castled, I think the pawn should remain. But these are grandmasters game. Who am I to talk about their preparations? I will only watch and enjoy the beautiful things they craft out on the chessboard. This move was met with a strong move by Dean Liren after playing queen to a5. You see, queen to a5 is the move I consider the star move in this position, because this move came here to pin this pawn to the king and amount pressure on this diagonal to the king. In the future, this move enables a permanent weakness on c3 with the following variation. Bishop goes to g2, a3 follows, trying to disconnect this pawn's connection. Here, Gukesh played b3. Here, pawn takes on d4, pawn to b4 comes up, attacking the queen. Queen to safety makes this pawn a weakness. After queen goes to c7, here we have knight captures, knight goes to b6. A strategic maneuver of the knight, taking advantage of this beautiful outpost to defend this pawn and infiltrate white's camp. White castles, here knight to c4, defending this pawn, going after b2, then attacking the bishop. What to do? Bishop back to f2, bishop to d7, queen comes to c, queen goes to e2. Here knight takes, knight goes to b2 with the intention to bring in the queen and hope for queen trade. Then we should not forget this pawn is not defending at the moment. So knight leaving that square, exposing an attack to the pawn on c3. Queen defended after going to e3. Here rook doubles up pressure to attack the pawn. Rook supporting defending, queen to c4. At the moment, the queen is stopping this pawn from advancing and attacking the pawn on a2, a double attack. What to do? Are you going to defend this pawn, or you carry on a different plan. What did Gukesh played in this position on move 20? He played f5. He wants to break black's defense. In this position, queen to d3 comes up, trying to trade off the queen, mount the knight on this square, attack the rook, and also attack the bishop. Here, Gukesh declined by playing queen going back to e1. Bishop comes in to g5, attacking the rook. Rook goes to c2. In this position, Din Liren saw a very nice concept, trying to remove the defender of this rook and capture the rook. Here, what did Gukesh play? He went up with pawn moving to h4, attacking the bishop. Bishop to f4. Here, rook defending. With the rook defending, undefended this pawn here on c3. And this pawn is still under attack from this bishop. What to do? How did Din Liren continue? Well, since that pawn is not defended, the defense is inadequate. We have only one rook defending the pawn. Din Liren decides to take that pawn. Rook takes, queen takes. Here we have pawn takes, pawn takes. Now knight moves to e2. You say, why this move? Well, the purpose of this move is to attack the queen and the bishop at the same time. Attacks and attacks. So how do you save the both? Here, we have learned an idea. Din Liren capture the pawn with the queen and still defend the bishop. Knight takes, queen takes. Here we have this beautiful move. This move exposes the queen to infiltrate to the back rank if care is not taken. Well, how do you deal with this? As black, you have this capture, you also have this capture. Which one will you take, or what do you do? Din Liren says, okay, I'm not going to take this pawn. I'm not going to take this pawn. I'm going to block your queen from entering into my camp, which is defensive. In this position here, he also attacked the pawn on a2. Queen to d2. Here, he castled. After bishop moves, now knight moves. Here we have queen moves. Rook takes rook. Bishop takes. In this position, the bishop now pinned the knight to the queen. How do you cope here? What to do? Here, pawn attacks the bishop. A very nice coup. Bishop takes, in the sense that if knight takes, bishop takes. So he decided not to take. Instead, he played queen takes pawn check. He looks for a way to save his queen and at the same time free his knight. By doing so, bishop blocks. Here, bishop came into the picture to defend the knight. The knight is placed well, cutting out the king from jumping and supporting in attacking in this position. Well, bishop to g3 comes up. Here we have bishop to e4. Bishop to e4 blocks this bishop from taking the pawn, and at the same time, still mount pressure on g2. If this bishop ever leaves, then queen takes the bishop is checkmate. Here, king moves away, pawn moves, the bishop attacks the queen, queen goes to d1, bishop moves over to d6. Here, queen to c2 check, king moves, Din Liren captured the pawn on a2. After bishop to e2 check, king goes into hiding. In this position, on move 42, Gukesh resigned this game. Well, over to you in the comment section. What do you think made him resign? Is it time? I think it's time. There's not enough time. And from what I can see on the board, black pieces have more mobility and more threat on the white king here compared to that of white pieces. This queen is not currently acting well in this game. And this king has defense. After going to h7, it is 100%. In fact, it is very safe at that moment. Meanwhile, for black is prepared to come in with this kind of check and harass the king and throw in multiple checks, then win the game with checkmate instead. So this is the first game from the FIDE World Chess Championship between Gukesh and Dinliren. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content and you have suggestion, you can drop in the comment section. Then if you have ideas, you can share with us in the comment section too. See you in the game 2 of the match between Gukesh and Dinliren in this ongoing FIDE World Chess Championship happening live in Singapore. Till then, take care.